Alright, John Oakes here with HANKSTERS Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. And today we've got a new addition to our inventory, this being a 1970 Dodge Challenger. As you can see, this car is done in the Plum Crazy metallic paint here. Again, the paint's very nice in this car. Smooth, shiny, looks really nice here in this car. Now, as you can see, some of the emblems on here, especially the one that's on the hood itself, reads 426 Hemi. So I want to call that out because that's what this car does have in it. Now, it's not the original motor. Originally, this car came with a 318, but this car has been mated up with that 426 Hemi. So you've got lots of power sitting under the hood here on this car. It's got the stock steel hood on it here. It does have the fender, or not the fender, but the hood mounted turn signals. They are inside the scoops here. This car has your side marker lights on it, the bezels on those, and the lenses are in nice shape there. There's no chips or cracks in any of those. All of the bright work, all the moldings on this car. You've got the bright wheel lip moldings. You've got the drip rail moldings too, up around the top here. Those are in real good shape, nice and straight, polished up really nice on this particular car. Of course, on the fender, you've got the Challenger script emblem here also to tell you exactly what that car is, just in case you needed reminded there. Now, one thing I do is I'll stand up at the front and the back. I want to look down both sides and make sure that the sides are nice and straight. Check the door elevations with the fender and the quarter panel on each side and let you folks know exactly how it looks here. As from where I'm standing, nice and straight the whole way back the side of the car. You see no ripples or waves in the bodywork or in the paint. And the door, according to the fender and that rear quarter panel, is in excellent alignment. As we come back here, we can look at the door gaps too on both the front side and on the back side of the door here, and see that those gaps are very uniform front to back, so you can tell that the door's been adjusted very well in this car. Looks really good. We've got the black vinyl top here, looks to be all smooth the whole way around on the top here. The actual vinyl looks in really good shape too. It's been shined up and detailed very nice. As I said, those drip rail moldings look really good. This particular car's got both mirrors, both the driver and the passenger side mirror, and our driver's side is a remote mirror, so you can get in there and adjust it from inside instead of rolling your window down and manually doing it. We'll go ahead and open our door up as we always do. Just take a quick peek inside because we're going to go more in depth here a little later with the interior. But you can see that Plum Crazy metallic paint continues on the inside of the door here. We've got the rubber bump stops on both the top and the bottom. And then our door seals the whole way around, and our weather stripping, the rubbers up along the top where your window comes in contact with it. Those are all in excellent shape. All good, solid, intact, no chunks or tears or rips out of any of it. Looks really good. Our particular Challenger that we have here, it's got the all black vinyl interior in it with the high back bucket seats, full door panels, and everything is in really good shape. So we're going to go ahead and close this up and continue our way around the car. As we come back the quarter now, I'm going to go ahead and look down the side once again, this time from back to front, and I can see the exact same thing I saw from the front. Nice and straight the whole way down. The door elevation matches up excellent with the quarter panel and that front fender. Of course, those bright wheel lip moldings, and then your bezels back here for your marker lights on the rear. Those are in good shape. Lenses in good shape also. As for wheels and tires, we've got factory 15-inch steel rally wheels. These have the beauty rings and the center caps, and then mounted on those are BF Goodrich radial TA tires, both on the front and back. Sizes are different. 235/60 15s on the front, 275/60 15s on the rear to give it a little bit of variation front to back there. Alright, now that we're behind our 1970 Dodge Challenger here, we're going to take a look at the things that we always do. Take a look at our window here, the back glass on this car. It looks real good. There's no chips, there's no cracks in it. looks really good. It's got a slight tint to the rear window as well. So again, all nice here. Your molding, the trim work around her, the bright work looks to be in good shape, polished up nice and straight. The vinyl top back here, it's all in good shape too. Nice and smooth there. Our trim work around there too, again, polished up real nice and no dents or dings or anything like that in it. Now as we come down here to a trunk lid, of course we always check the elevations and the gaps around here. So as I look at the gaps and elevations the whole way around, I can tell you that the gaps and elevations are pretty good on this car. They line up really good with the quarter panels there on both sides, as well as your panel right underneath the back window here too. Real nice fitment here. You can see our Challenger here, they've added a trunk spoiler to it. It's just done in black here. If you wish, you can always have that painted. It's just a like a fiberglass piece there that they put on. So again, but it's in good shape though. And then of course the rear of the car here, we've got these big taillight lenses on these Challengers here, and they are in good shape. There's no cracks or chips in any of that. The bezels around there, they're done in black, and they're in very nice condition as well. And of course on the Challengers, they've got that unique reverse or backup light here, which is right in the center on this car. So again, all of those lenses are in excellent shape. Down below, your rear lower valance, that's in great shape. You can see that from the factory they are notched out for your tailpipes to stick out through. And on this particular car, we've got the box tips that look like they're two on each side. So again, real nice condition there. Big chrome bumper here, got the little bumper heads down below, the extension pieces, and then your bright work up around that trunk lid there in the very nice shape. We're going to go ahead and open our trunk now, and we'll go ahead and get that open. You can hear it pop, lifts up nice and easy. Of course, it stays up. Our spring back here that holds that up is intact and working as it should. Underneath here on the trunk lid itself, we got the little rubber bump stops here, so when you shut it, it stays nice and tight down here. Of course, our weather stripping the whole way around here, that looks to be pretty new stuff. They're nice and soft, mated together right in the center there, looks good. So again, that should seal everything up there from the outside elements. Your trunk should stay dry. Got a trunk mat in here, real nice condition. Of course, our trunk floor itself looks to be real good shape there too. So, all right, now here we are on the passenger side. So again, we're going to start at the rear of the car. I'm going to look all the way up from the rear to the front, check out our elevations, check out our paint, our body, make sure it's nice and straight. So as I do that, I am going to tell you, the paint and body is nice and straight on this car. As I look up to the door, our elevations on the door as compared to the quarter panel and that front fender look very, very good on this particular car. No waviness to speak of. Again, we've got that iconic fuel door that the Mopars had back then, nice chrome fuel door. Again, all of our bright work, the moldings, the wheel lip moldings, the drip rail moldings, all of the moldings around our vinyl top, all in excellent condition. Again, your side marker lights, the bezels, and the lens covers, those are all in great shape too. I've already mentioned the tires and the wheels, so you see those. We don't really need to go over those again. As we get to our door, we'll check out our door gaps again, both on the back side as well as up front here. And you can see that those are very uniform again on the passenger side. So door fitment, door adjustment has been very good on this side here. We're going to pop this door open real quick. Again, as I mentioned before, our purple metallic, plum crazy they call it there, metallic. It continues on the inside of the door there. Rubber bump stops on the top and the bottom on this side as well. Our weather stripping and seals the whole way around our door frame looks to be very good condition. There's no cracks or tears or anything like that. Again, door panels are nice, carpeting nice. But again, we're going to go through all of that stuff here in just a minute. Door closes nice and easy again on the Challenger. We've got the passenger side mirror. I said we had both sides, so there that is. Again, up here on the fender, got that Challenger script emblem. Up on the hood, again, the 426 Hemi emblem. All right, and finally now up front here on our 70 Dodge Challenger. So our hood we have here, it's a stock hood. You can see in the scoop areas, I'm not sure if our camera can pick it up, but we do have the turn signals inside of both of these scoops on this hood. Of course, we got the Dodge logo up front here. Paint is very nice on the hood. As I already mentioned, we got the 426 Hemi emblems on both sides of that. I guess you can call it a cowl on there. Then as far as the front end, we got the grill here. All of that grill is in very nice shape, all intact. There's no pieces broke out of it. It's all solid. We've got the Challenger RT emblem there right on the grill. Then of course our headlights and the highs and lows, they are separate units, but they're just your traditional sealed beam lights, just glass lenses, and those are all in great shape. There's no chips or cracks in any of those. Of course, the little bezels that go on over those are in good shape too. And you can see the bright work that continues onto the front end here. That is nicely polished up and in good condition. Chrome front bumper looks great on this car. Lower valance looks good, and of course, your parking lights are down below, and those lens covers are in great shape too. We're going to go ahead and lift the hood on this now, and then that's where all the power is on this car. We've got a 426 Hemi on this car. This is not the original motor. As I mentioned before, it was originally a 318. This motor was transplanted, but again, a 426 Hemi, got the big Hemi valve covers on it. It's got your traditional Hemi dual 4-barrel air cleaner on it, which it does have dual 4 barrels on it. They're dual, I believe, 600 CFM carburetors on it. Got valve cover breathers. As far as the ignition system, it's all stock ignition system, so stock distributor and coil. They have upgraded the wires, though. It looks like they've gone to 8mm spark plug wires on it to get a little more spark to the engine there. Everything else, the water pump, the intake, the heads, those are all stock cast stuff. It does have a set of very large long tube headers on it to help get that exhaust out and through the system and out the back. So again, those are good. We've got an aluminum radiator here too. This is going to help cool this motor a little more efficiently. The aluminum radiators work really good there. 5-blade clutch fan on this car, and it has the fan shroud on it as well. Does have an overflow reservoir on it for the radiator too, and that looks to be an aluminum piece as well. Heater lines are all hooked up on it too. And then as we look up above, we can see that our plum crazy metallic exterior color is now on the underside of the hood too. So again, the underside looks great here. As I mentioned, it's got the turn signals in those little scoops, and they are functional, so everything works good there, looks good. As far as the rest of the drive line, we've got that Hemi motor. It's coupled to an A727 Torque Flight 3-speed automatic transmission, and then of course that goes back into the Mopar 8 3/4 inch rear, which is a posi unit too. This car, before we shut the hood and before we're done here, it does retain the fender tag under here. So again, with all the stock codes that this car had from the factory, you can go ahead and decipher that. We've actually done that for you, and we've put it on our website in the images there. You can go look at that too. All right, now that we're inside the comfort of our 1970 Dodge Challenger here, we'll take a look at our interior. Again, all black interior. This has the full-length door panels. You can see just the factory dash, factory instrumentation. Nothing's really been modified in this car whatsoever. So as far as the dash goes, our instrumentation, we've got a 150-mile-an-hour speedometer. We've got a tach in there as well in the dash. Then we have the fuel gauge, which basically has the fuel, the oil, the water, and the alternator gauge all in one gauge, and it has a factory clock in it as well. Factory AM radio in it, also along with factory heater controls over to the left side of the steering column. This is the factory steering wheel here, and then of course this is all the original interior in this car. It came with the high back bucket seats. Now on our seats here, since they've gone ahead and changed out that motor, they've actually had 426 embroidered in the headrest area of the seat, being that they're a high back bucket that comes all the way up and basically consists of the headrest all in one unit there. The carpeting is in excellent shape. There's no rips or tears in it. It's not faded. It looks really good. We've got this automatic center console here too, and it's got that slapstick shifter in it there to go along with that torque flight transmission that's in here. Our headliner looks to be in excellent shape too. I don't see any rips or tears. All the necessary bows are in it, and that headliner is nice and tight the whole way around. Even the sail panels in the back are pulled nice and tight and installed very nice in this car. Now this car has both the front defrost and a rear defroster in it as well. That was kind of an option that not a lot of cars had back then, so this does have that. It's matching upholstery as far as the seat covers go, both front and rear. And as far as seat belts, I believe this car just has the front belts in it, no rear belts to speak of on this car. Little bit of wood grain trim here on the door panels there. You see it on the dash as well, and on the center console there. So a few of those things there to kind of just set it off just a little wee bit. Other than that though, that's pretty much it for our interior on this car. Alright, we've got our 1970 Dodge Challenger here up on our lift. We're going to go through the underside here now, show you exactly what we have. We'll start up front. I'll go over kind of the suspension and steering of the car, and then we'll work back through driveline, floors, and so forth like that. So again, up front here, we've got all stock suspension on this car here. We've got a front sway bar here, of which the sway bar end links, the bushings, and the frame mount bushings here all look to be in good shape. Got this K-member up front here too as part of the frame here. That's in good condition too on this car. As far as steering components, again, just all factory stuff here. We've got your drag length, your tie rods. As I look at the ball joints on everything here, everything looks good. Everything has the little rubber dust boots on it. That's going to, again, keep your grease in there, keep any dirt away from those joints so that they don't prematurely wear out. Now, as far as other suspension up front here, it's just all factory stock suspension. You've got the factory upper and lower control arms on the car here. Again, those are just your stamped steel components. And then as far as anything else here, as we work our way back, we've got the torsion bar front suspension. And again, that was kind of a Mopar thing. You saw that a lot on all of their stuff. So got these big long rods that go from your cross member back here in your frame all the way up to the front suspension. So that was your torsion bar front suspension. As far as the rear suspension on the car goes, this has the multi-leaf rear suspension on it. Now, as part of that rear suspension, you've got the rear end in here, of course. This is a Mopar 8 3/4 inch rear end. This is a posi unit on this car as well. So let's go ahead back up front now. We'll take a look at the drive line on this car. Now, from the underside here, you can't really tell a whole lot, but we can see that this is a Mopar. This is a Hemi engine, a 426 Hemi motor. Now, this is not the original motor for this car, but it has been transplanted in here, so that's going to be a real nice power plant for you. Moving back further to the transmission, this is an automatic transmission. This is the A727 Torque Flight automatic transmission, 3-speed automatic. Then, of course, your drive shaft here, that looks good. It's been balanced, so again, you shouldn't have any kind of vibration in the drive line. And then, of course, we already mentioned the 8 3/4 rear with the posi unit in it. As far as wheels and tires, we've got factory 15-inch steel rally wheels on this car, complete with the beauty rings and the center caps. And then as far as tires, we've got BF Goodrich radial TA tires. I believe the fronts are 235 60 R15s. The rears are 275 60 R15s. And the rubber on these look to be pretty good. The front ones look pretty much new on the car. The back ones showed just a little bit of wear on them, but again, nothing too bad there. Again, BF Goodrich, they wear very good. As far as the floors go, you can see the floors on this car really good. for the simple fact that it's painted the exact same color as the top, that plum crazy metallic color here underneath. So you can see the floors are in excellent shape on this car. All painted up, they're solid. These look to be the original floors. I don't see any patching at all on this car. So good, solid, intact floors. As far as any framework that you see underneath this car, again, the Mopars, they did not have a full frame on these cars, but what you do have here from your K-member back to your subframe, and then these dog legs here back up over top of the rear end, everything looks to be in good condition there, nice and straight, nice and square. All of your body mounts and everything look to be good shape on this car too, and you also see in your floors all of the little rubber plugs that are in the floor there to keep moisture and so forth out. So again, all that stuff's in good shape. Fuel line looks to be really good here. Got your filter right here in line, so easy access to it in case you ever need to change that out. You've got the emergency brake, that's all run here, proper cables all the way back, and then it splits off here on the driver's side frame back here on the rear, and splits off to both of your rear drum brakes. Braking on this car, disc brakes up front, drums on the rear. It is non-power, but it is a power steering car. Non-power on the brakes probably because once we see underneath that hood, you'll notice there's not a whole lot of space underneath there for a brake booster there. So again, that's probably why they went with the non-power brakes. The exhaust system, you can see that very nice, big, long tube headers here. Again, that's going to let that exhaust come out in big volumes there. Nicely mandrel bent tubing on the exhaust. We've got these very nice mufflers here. I don't see the names on the bottom sides here. They might have them tilted up, but these look to be like a Flowmaster style muffler there. And then of course they've got the correct tailpipes up over top of the rear housing, and then they exit out the back through the tailpipes, which have the cutouts in the lower rear valance for them to be tucked up in, and you've got the dual box tips back there to exit for the exhaust. That's really about it as far as everything goes underneath here now.